It's Divas That Care Radio. Stories, strategies, and ideas to inspire positive change. Welcome to Divas That Care, a network of women committed to making our world a better place for everyone. This is a global movement for women, by women, engaged in a collaborative effort to create a better world for future generations. To find out more about the movement, visit divasthatcare.com after the show. Right now, though, stay tuned for another jolt of inspiration.
Well, hello, everyone, and welcome back to the Divas That Care. My name is Candace Gish. Well, if this is your very first time tuning into the Divas That Care, a huge welcome. The Divas That Care is now in its 12th season, and we are listened to in over 30 countries around the world. It's because of all of our amazing guests, all of our amazing tribe out there, listeners, that we are able to do this. And we're so grateful and so excited that you have joined us today. I'm going to be welcoming a brand new diva to our family, guys. It's going to be a great show. Sharmin Ali is our guest today, and I am excited to get to know her like all of you guys. So welcome to the program, Sharmin.
Thank you so much, Candace. So happy and delighted to be here.
Well, I'm excited to get to know you, wanting to know exactly what you're doing. But before we kind of dive into different questions that I have for you, if you don't mind, introducing yourself to all of our listeners today.
Oh, absolutely. I'd love to. So, I originally hailed from India, now living in Los Angeles, yes, but originally hailed from India. So I have been, involved in multiple different things throughout the 33 years of my life now. Well, by profession, I'm an engineer. I passed out from one of the wonderful universities in the southern part of India, from a place called Bangalore, which is also the Silicon Valley of India. Passed out in 2010, and then joined a company again in the US, which was into data sciences and analytics, more from a consulting background. Well, I worked on the Wall Street for almost 5.5 years. Most of my clients were Fortune 100 companies. I was the data number crunching woman. After working for almost 16 hours in a day, one fine day back in 2016, it just occurred to me suddenly that, okay, you know what? I'm just helping the rich get richer. I'm not adding any value to my own life, and I'm not okay with that. So I was like, that's it, quit. And then I just quit one fine day, and I went back to India to start my first company. Yeah, it was a very, very impulsive decision. I went back to India to start my first company, which was in the media space. Now, the best part is that because Netflix was already a huge revolution in the US, so the plan was to build India's very own Netflix. So I got a team together. We ended up writing about 70 original scripts of our own, then created a lot of content on YouTube and on Vimeo, web series essentially. And then after running that company for almost 3.5 years, we understood that we were a little ahead of our time because the Indian audiences were still very much prone to consuming content on their television sets as opposed to, their mobile devices or on their laptops. So we understood that, okay, it's best to, sell. So we sold that company and, all the copyrights of the wonderful scripts that we'd written to a nice Bombay-based production house. I took the money and I exited. Then I created, from all of my experiences that I'd garnered over the years, I ended up writing 2 books, one of which was announced a bestseller back in 2019. And that, I think, was my little shot to fame. And post that, I have also worked with a number of CXOs globally, helping them with, helping them build their marketing and content strategies. And that is where the idea of my second company, the one that I'm running now from Los Angeles and from Bangalore in India, occurred to me that, how do you create empathetic content which will help you to, connect better with your audiences? Because as we know, we human beings are all emotional people. And all of this, powered by a very data-driven, scalable and repeatable approach using technology. So that is what we are doing now. We have this lovely content generation tool in place. And we are India's fastest growing company in the content space. And now I'm here in the US to, completely disrupt the American startup ecosystem. Yeah.
I love it. And one of the questions I have for you is that some of our listeners, I should say, might not understand what that means, is the in regards to content and what you're
Mhm.
doing. So would you mind explaining that a little bit more?
Sure, absolutely. So let's say, for example, if you have a son or a daughter who is, in their university or in their high school, and would want to create a wonderful blog, or a composition around, let's say, some of the most actively happening incidents around the world. And he or she is pretty much confused about what to write, what to create, or is this piece of content something that is really going to draw the attention of their friends, of their peers, of their university profs, etc. So how do you essentially solve that problem? Very, very simple. Go to app, as in APP, app.instoried.com, and create a user ID for yourself, log in, and start using it. It's a very, very dynamic, very, very easy to use interface, DIY, plug and play type. You would just start creating content, and the tool would just start throwing results. It has a plagiarism checker, it has a grammar checker, it has a tone checker, an emotion checker. You can also invite your professors on the same platform to get them to rank your content. You can invite your friends, your parents, a very, very collaborative engine wherein you can start creating content and get people to rate it. And then when you think that, yes, this is what it looks the best, using the recommendations that the tool has, then play around with it before you go out there and publish it on whatever platform that you want to. So basically, it is a beautiful writing assistant for
Love it.
any and all of your content requirements.
And why is it important to have content? For me, it's getting the stories and the voices out there, but why is that important?
Right. So, there can be multiple use cases. I mean, the one student sort of a use case that I told you, that is, very much from a student university perspective. But let's say if you are an entrepreneur, or if, let's say even if you're a solopreneur, right? I mean, and you have a product that you want to sell out there. So how do you sell, for you to have that reach to the right number of people, be it that you're marketing through Instagram, Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn, or any other platform. You need to come up with the right piece of content: short form, long form, the right captions, blogs, newsletters, PR letters, etc., anything under the sky. But written form of content is something, I mean, for that matter, even an email. But written form of content is something which really, really has been there from since time, since time immemorial, and it's something that is going to be there. So how do you generate content which will actually draw the attention of your audiences? So how do you check if that content is empathetic enough? How do you know if it has the right kind of tone: positive, negative, neutral? Because when you're creating content, you tend to go haywire. So here is a tech tool which will help you to edit, curate, and also generate content using technology just in a few minutes, at the click of a few buttons. And it'll tell you how to get it across to the right kind of audiences. I mean, it's a tool which would essentially make your life very, very easy. It'll help you improve your productivity, irrespective of what kind of platform you want to publish it, right? I mean, be it Instagram,
I like
you
that.
want to have smart captions, or be it Facebook, Twitter, LinkedIn. Use the tool, long form, short form, and it'll be a beautiful assistant. Yeah.
Well, one of the great things I've noticed is that it's different than anything else out there. I've never really heard of another program that is similar to yours.
Right. It is one of a kind. So definitely, and as a result of that, now we have over 1 million plus users in less than 6 months who've started using the tool and are giving us some amazing feedback about how their lives have become so much easier, with the help of this writing assistant.
I
Yeah.
can see that. Well, and I like the positivity of it too. You're really, I think a lot of the women that tune into the Divas That Care, they're looking for something like that to really support what they're trying to get out there, their message.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely, absolutely, yes. I mean, irrespective of what country, what background, whatever profession that you are in, or even if you're a housewife who's, for some reason had to, let's say, quit their jobs, no matter what you're doing, even if you are someone who wants to, who's let's say looking for a job and wants to work up a beautiful resume, even for that, you can use the tool. It is so handy, and most importantly, it is just $4 per month. It is
Nice.
so it is so easy to use. So anyone and everyone out there, no matter what kind of content, I mean, or for that matter, even if it's a school kid who just wants to write a love letter to his girlfriend, go out there, use it. So yeah, I mean, it'll tell you how to exude the right emotion, how to resonate with your partner, with your peer, whatever relationship that you have. How to resonate the right
Yeah.
emotions to them and how to connect better. Yeah,
Well, and this is a program that the entire family can use. Do you have
absolute.
is this a all-in-one kind of a program, or do they pick and choose what type of programs that they're wanting to, like different apps that they're wanting to get?
So the beauty of the thing is that there are 10 different programs under just one, and everything comes at just $4 per month. Isn't that amazing? It depends on you, of course, you being the user, what is it that you want to use or you don't want to use. But it's a full package. It's a very, very holistic, very inclusive sort of a product, which comes up with everything under one. But it depends on you. What is it that you want to use? You may choose to not use something. That's completely up to you. But everything is just under one product. Yeah.
I like that. Is there a way for our listeners to perhaps get a hold of you, if they're interested in getting this project, or having you perhaps even on, some of their programs, or having you talk and explain this to, their groups?
Oh, absolutely. My life is so public. It is very easy to reach me, but, I would still love to share my coordinates with you. Very easy to reach me, guys. Sharmin at instoried.com. Sharmin, Sharmin@instoried.com. That's it. Or you could just go to instoried.com and, go to the contact page and just drop in your details. It would come to me. I would get in touch either way. Yeah.
Perfect. Thank you so much. Well, one of the things I love to ask our amazing guests that come on a program is if they have any, maybe some tips, any tools, things they'd love to share, maybe some advice to an up and coming entrepreneur.
Right, absolutely. So because this is Divas That Care, I have two things to say. First of all, to all the beautiful, lovely women out there who have been trying to, make a difference, who've been really trying to come up with something. Guys, I am approached by a dozen women on a daily basis about, hey, Sharmin, how did you end up raising $10 million during COVID? Guys, it is not difficult. If there is a will, there is definitely a way. You just have to be driven enough to, catch each and every opportunity. Think about yourself first, because you just have one life, right? So think about yourself, think about fulfilling your dreams, go out there, catch each and every single opportunity that you get and make that difference. Number one. Number two, for any upcoming entrepreneur, guys, numbers, nothing matters when it comes to raising money. The only thing that matters is your story, your vision. You really have to connect well with your audiences, with your stakeholders, be it an investor or be it a customer. Speak confidently, but have that vision in the form of a story which can beautifully connect with people. At the end of the day, it is the attitude that matters, not the aptitude, because aptitude is something that you can learn over a period of time. You can gain those skill sets, but the right attitude and the right story, it's a winning combination. Go for that, and irrespective of whether there is a war in the world or there is a pandemic or a recession, you would get to that particular point in time where you want to raise money or whatever that it is you want to do. You will definitely achieve it. Yeah.
I love that advice. Thank you so much. That is perfect for today. And last question that I do have for you what is next for you? What do you have planned for, the future?
I am coming to conquer America. That is my number one thing. Okay, I'm just kidding. I am a part. I am always a part of this beautiful country. Next is of course, Instoried is definitely my bread and butter, my life. But after getting Instoried at a level where it is self-sustaining, where we would have gone public. The next thing for me is that, because I very, very strongly connect with, one thing, that is climate change. I definitely want to build a startup, my next company in that particular space. Climate change is something which is eating up the world today, and it is very important that we act now. So that is something that I would definitely want to work in the near future. Yeah.
Well, I love that. And, I know that with us at the Divas That Care, we are wanting to always support and collaborate with as many women as possible. And something that you're doing, I think that's exactly what we would love to be a part of. I am going to be sharing all of Sharmin's information all over the social media. Guys, you got to go check this out. I've been going through this website while we've been doing our podcast here, and it is fantastic. And I know that there is a lot of writers, a lot of, upcoming amazing women out there that are really wanting to get their stories published. And I think using this program would be absolutely fantastic for it, let alone using it on a daily basis. So thank you so much for coming on to the program today, Sharmin, to be able to talk about this a fantastic business that you have, and I love your tips, and I love to have you on, and I hope that you'll come on again in the future.
Thank you so much, Candace.
Oh my goodness, it was my pleasure. And for all of our amazing divas, make sure that you share, comment, get in touch, check out this. That's what the Divas That Care is all about, is that we love to collaborate. We love to support women and what they are doing out there. And this is an amazing business that I know that it's going to be going global, and it is a huge, and I know that all of you are going to want to check it out. So make sure that you do. And thank you again for being my guests. Thank you for all of our listeners that are out there doing some amazing things. It's because of you that we've continued to do our program for the last 12 years. Make sure that you're doing something kind, guys. That's what the world needs more of. Thank you so much, and have a wonderful day.
Thanks for listening. This show was brought to you by Divas That Care. Connect with us on Facebook, on Instagram, and of course on divasthatcare.com, where you can subscribe to our newsletter so you don't miss a thing.